Hi, my name is Rohith Kashetti. I am currently working at Coding Tutor as a Java full stack developer. Today, I am going to explain about design patterns in Java. I am going to explain my code in Spring Tool Suite tool. Mostly we use STS to write our code. So, I will use STS to write my code. Now, I will create a class named Singleton. Yeah. While going to Singleton, first I will explain what is design patterns. Design patterns are reusable and proven solutions to recurring problems in software design that make the code more maintainable and scalable. These design patterns provide a standard way of writing code that makes our system more easier to understand and easier to maintain and easier to extend also. For example, imagine that we need to create only one object of a class throughout our application. Instead of giving a new approach, you can use the singleton design pattern, which ensures that only one instance is created and shared globally. Mainly, why we use design patterns means to avoid code duplication and to make code more flexible and scalable. And design patterns are broadly classified into three categories. One is creational patterns, and another one is structural patterns, and another one is behavioral patterns. Creational patterns mainly it deals with object creation mechanisms. In this, we have three types of design patterns. One is singleton design pattern, and factory design pattern, and builder design pattern. And second one is structural patterns. It mainly focuses on how classes and objects are composed to form large structures. In this, we have three design patterns: adaptive design pattern, facade design pattern, decorator design pattern. And third one, behavioral patterns. It defines how objects interacts and communicates with each other. In this also three patterns are there, three design patterns are there. First one is observer design pattern, strategy design pattern, and command design pattern. Today I am going to explain you about mainly one design pattern, that is singleton design pattern. Singleton design pattern is mainly ensures that only one instance of a class is created during the entire execution of the application. Instead of creating multiple objects, we reuse the same instance which was already created before. This is useful when object is common and shared across the system. And a real world example means it uses only one configuration object in application, and when we write loggers, only one log writer we use to avoid conflict in logs. And while connecting that to database, while connecting our application to database, we use only one database connection manager to manage limited resources. The main aim of singleton design pattern is, in this, constructor is private. So when constructor is private, no one can create object directly. And a static method guest instance we use, it will create the object only once in code. Then we can write the design pattern, singleton design pattern. Now I have taken a class named as singleton. In this, I will declare one variable. Now I have declared a variable. I declared a variable as private. Why? Because so that no other class can directly access this variable. If we declare a variable as a private, no other class cannot access this variable directly. And singleton instance, it will hold a single instance of the class. And private, now I will create private constructor. And constructor name should be class name, same as class name. Why I have used constructor as a private means the constructor is private. When the constructor is private, so other class cannot create object directly. This constructor will restricts the object creation. Now I will create a method. And I will name it that method as getInstance. Why it is showing error means for any method return statement should be there. That's why. And I will write one if condition. This checks this if condition if instance double equals null. This checks if the instance is created or not. If it's null, then it will create one. Now I will write one synchronized block. The synchronized block, what it will do means this checks the code block on the singleton.class object, which checks that only one thread at a time can execute this block. And inside this I will again write if condition. Why means this double checks again inside the synchronized block, because if one thread was waiting, another might already created the instance. Then if it is still null, it creates a new instance of the class. Then at last it will return instance. Now I will write a method, display method. And I will print as Singleton object is accessed. Why this display method means this display method is a sample method to show that the Singleton object is working fine or not. And next I will write the main method of the program. This is the entry point of any Java program. This 31st line, what it will explain means it will call the getInstance method of the Singleton class. Since if this is the first call, the instance is null, so it creates a new Singleton object. That object reference is stored in this object 1. And again I will create another instance. Now this time also calls the same get instance method again, but this time instance is not null because it already exists. So it simply returns the same object that was created earlier. So object 2 now points to the same object as object 1, and I will call those two references. It will call these two things, it will call the display method and print the statement which is inside the display method. Now I will check both references are pointing the same instance or not. This 37th line, what it will do means object 1 and object 2 point to the same single instance of the singleton class. So only one object is created. If even if we call get instance multiple times, only one it will take the previous object instance. That's why it is called a singular design pattern. It ensures a single instance throughout the application. Thank you.